Hey, Tash, how you going?
Hey, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, well, thanks. Thanks again for doing this.
All good. Appreciate the opportunity.
No, that's okay. It's all right. Just taking it easy today.
Yes, just
Yep.
had a good sleep in. Just chilling out at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah.
Is your vision up yet? Or
It should be up shortly. When I just checked before, it was processing to be published on Facebook, so it's just on being uploaded to only Facebook at the moment.
We have a drive and I can link them.
okay, cool.
We can also put it in a drive folder if you'd like the vision through that way as well. We can share that with you.
We'll be able to just probably take it off Facebook, I reckon.
Okay, sure. No
Yeah.
worries.
Cool. Reece, just let me know when you're ready, mate.
Easy. I'm all good to go, Stan.
Okay, beauty. Tash, just for the record, can I just get your name, please?
Tash Peterson.
Awesome. What do you guys look good, Reece?
All good, thanks, mate.
Cool. Tash, well, first of all, can you just explain what happened last night at the Fire restaurant and what the owner of that restaurant then did to you guys?
Yeah, so last night we took a different tactic in comparison to last weekend, and we planned to just stand outside of the Fire restaurant at the beginning, at least in silence, as we blasted the audio of pigs screaming inside carbon dioxide gas chambers in slaughterhouses. And we also played video footage inside slaughterhouses and farms as well. And we just stood at the front of the restaurant and looked inside. Within a minute or so, John did come out of the restaurant. He looked quite angry, and he initially approached myself and my partner Jack, who was filming the altercation, and said to us, "Haven't you learnt your lesson yet?" and told us to get off his property. And then shortly afterwards, he was trying to come after Jack, who was trying to again film the whole altercation. And then he went back inside the restaurant, but shortly after he came out again, this time enraged, absolutely enraged, and went straight for me and tried to grab the megaphone from my hands, which I didn't want to let go of. And he was just throwing me around completely until my security person had to come over the top of him and get him off me. So yeah, it was quite a chaotic experience.
Were you injured at all?
Yes, I was. My skin kind of just split, and I just have like a bit of a bloodied cut on my hand. I guess just from the force of me trying to hold onto the speaker and him literally just throwing me from side to side as he was trying to grab it out of my hands.
And you said that you brought a security guard along this time as well. Were you fearing that something like this might happen? Is that why you brought a security guard along?
Yeah, last week there were a few activists who were manhandled and roughly assaulted. So I thought for the well-being of all the activists, including myself and my camera person, it was best to have someone on standby to just try and intervene if necessary, just for our safety. And I don't want to imagine what could have happened to me if the security was not there, because as I said, John was very enraged and throwing me around really, in a rough manner.
How do you sort of see his behaviour last night? What do you make of it? Because it's the first time he's sort of, grabbed you and grabbed others.
Yeah, well, I see it as completely unacceptable, whether I'm going in his business or standing on the outside. To hurt someone in that manner and be so enraged just seems quite astounding to me. And especially in the case of last night, we were standing in a public area just trying to bring to light the animal holocaust and the atrocities that non-human animals are subjected to. That's the only reason we are there. They are the victims in this situation. And for him to come out and, make threats to activists and then manhandle us in that way, I just see it as probably a defense mechanism for some form of guilt. Maybe the blast of the screams of pigs inside gas chambers made him feel really guilty, and he wanted to let it out on us, because at the end of the day he's in that restaurant, he's chopping up the body pieces of animals literally for a living. And so maybe being confronted with the vision and the audio of what's actually happening to these non-human animals certainly triggered him, and just the appearance of us being there to speak up for the victims.
Do you think, obviously this is the second protest that you've done at his restaurant, do you plan on doing another, or do you see this feud continuing?
There's no plans in the near future. I'm actually leaving the country very shortly in the next week, so yeah, there's no plans at the moment. I'm going to continue my mission speaking up for animals in other ways. I'm not there to just specifically target particular individuals or businesses. I'm there to target all sorts of the consumers and all sorts of businesses and companies that are contributing to the animal holocaust, so I will be continuing my mission in other ways. But maybe in the near future I will be back.
John clearly has choice words for yourself and other activists that do similar things that you do. Would you ever consider sitting down with him or being open to a discussion with him?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always up to have a conversation and or debate with anyone in just a calm, civil manner. The reason I do disruptive protests is to obviously generate mass attention to the atrocities animals are subjected to, but I'm more than open to have other opportunities where I can convey the message in a different way, and I would actually be more than happy to sit down and discuss this with him.
And you also filed a police statement last night after this?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I went to the police station last night after I had advised the officer that I had in fact been roughly manhandled and received injuries from the way that John treated me, so I did put in a police statement for that incident.
Tash, is there anything else you want to say? It's probably all the questions I've got for you.
Yeah, I just want to say that I guess the whole perception of this scenario is kind of like, vegans versus anti-vegans, who's the victim here? And I think we're really missing the fact that non-human animals are the victim here. We're not going after this restaurant because they announced they're banning vegans. Yes, that was maybe a reason that instigated it, but at the end of the day, it's because this man is profiting from animal abuse and murder, and he's also glamorizing it in forms of, posing with images of dead pigs and making a mockery of their murder. And that is the only reason why I'm there, is to bring light to the atrocities that they're subjected to and bring light to the documentary Dominion.
Well said. Thanks for saying that last part.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks so much, Tash.
Really appreciate it. Cheers.